Kaza here, and with the announcement that an arms fighter will be joining Smash Bros, I thought I'd make a video on who it could be. Disclaimer though, I don't play arms. I've only played the free trial and didn't like it too much. It wasn't that interesting, but it was a good idea. So let's start off with most unlikely characters to join. I'll be marking those in red. So the most unlikely character that I think will be joining arms is definitely Springman. That's because he's an assist trophy, spirit, and a costume. And if he were to join, then that would mean assist trophies would be able to join, and that would mean Waluigi can join. That also means Spirit can join, and that could also mean costumes can join, so Sans could be in the game. And same goes to Ribbon Girl, except not an assist trophy. Now let's quickly mark the unlikely ones as well too. The ones that I think are unlikely will be Twintel, Ninjara, and Min Min, and that's because they're all spirits. Now with those out of the way, we can go to the possible. So I think the possible characters that could be in there is Master Mummy, and Master Mummy is a character that has a lot of super armor. He'd play like a heavy. He has a strong grab. It does a lot of damage in the game, so that would correspond to Smash Bros as well. And he can heal, which would be an interesting factor to see in Smash Bros. The next character would be Mechanica, and she can hover afloat. Yeah, she can hover afloat, and she would play as a heavy, which would be interesting. It'd also be interesting seeing her as a tank. Well, not a tank, but like a robot. Not, well, a mech. Because we haven't had that in Smash Bros. Yet. And if it doesn't make it, that means maybe D.Va could. I don't play Overwatch either, but I know D.Va exists. But one of the reasons why I don't think she'll make it is that she's not really what I think of an ARMS character would be. Because when you think of an ARMS character, you think of Springman or Ribbon Girl. The character has to be notable, and you have to know it's from ARMS, because a lot of people don't like ARMS or don't play ARMS and just coming to a Smash Bros. Game. I think what Nintendo's trying to go here is to make ARMS come back to life. Now I'm going to be talking about the likely characters. So likely, I'd say Bite and Bark would be likely. They'd play as a duo, which was unique in terms of DLC and would work like Ice Climbers a bit. And it works somewhat like Joker and Arsene, with Bark being able to combine with Bite. And the reason why I think this would be likely is because same reason as Mechanica, it's not the biggest thing you think of when you think of ARMS. Then we go on to Springtron, and he would play like Springman, and that would be one of the bigger reasons why he'd make it. If he can't have Springman, bring in the copy. But what makes him different is that he has an EMP which works as a stun. He'd be pretty unique to add to Smash Bros, but we have a lot of stun characters as is. Corrin, Zero Suit. Maybe that's all, I don't know. I don't remember off the top of my head. And the character that I think could work, but it's pretty hard, would be Kid Cobra. He'd be dashing across the stage, and that would be pretty fun to use. But I couldn't find that many things that are unique with him, and that's the reason why I say he stays as a likely character. The next character I'd say is Dr. Coil. Dr. Coil is likely because she's a villain character, and we haven't had that yet. Well, other than Piranha Plant, if you count that. She would be constant. She she'd be constantly levitating, and she has a third arm, but she can't jump. If that makes sense. It's weird, but I don't think she would be able to make it. I don't think she's unique enough, but she would be pretty cool to see. Hmm. I'd still take Kid Cobra though. Now I'll move on to most likely. So most likely, I'd say Helix has a chance because he's a pretty popular character within the fan base, and he's pretty notable from what I know too. He's one of the first characters I think of when I think of arms. Arms. He has weird and unique movements, and that may correspond well in Smash Bros. He's overall goofy, and that might be fun. Next, I'd say is Lola Pop, and she's also generally what you think when you think of arms. And she has a unique floating mechanic or inflating mechanic which ups defense but slows down. So it'd be nice to see a character that can switch between two modes. Now I think the second most likely character to join ARMS is Max Brass. He was a reigning champion and is head of the ARMS League. He can increase his size, which makes his attack stronger and make him play like a heavy. He'd have super armor, and this whole effect lasts around 5 seconds. He can deflect attacks, and at a certain health, he'll stay like this. And he has a really cool personality. Like, he would be super fun to see in the results screen. He's definitely what you think of when you think of an ARMS character, without a doubt. And he loses the Grand Prix, something like that. And that I feel like would work really well as a trailer. But what I think the most likely character is Misango, because I don't think people expect this character the most, but I feel like this character can represent ARMS the most as well, and he's pretty unique. So what makes Misango pretty unique is his Spirit Companion. Spirit Companion looks cool, which may not be that important, but when shielding long enough, the Spirit will block attacks, and Spirit can also let him change forms and change. Wait. Okay, let me restate that because my tongue died right there. Okay, so when shielding long enough, the Spirit will block attacks, and the Spirit can also let him change forms from changing arms. You can do that too, or from walking to a pillar. You would work like Monado Arts. Red increases defense overall, attack, and size, but decreases mobility overall and jump. The blue Spirit will increase mobility overall, but decrease range and size. By range and size, I mean the punches. Yellow will fill the Rush Gauge faster, and what I think the Rush Gauge would play as is like a KO punch, where it fill up and they do a multi-hit combo, but I don't think it would be as deadly, at least from what I see. And punches are blocked when you use the Rush when you're in the Yellow Spirit. And what that means is that you can block attacks while in a rush. What I think this could play out is that if you have a rush, you can't attack through shield unless you have the Yellow Spirit. And the disadvantage to the Yellow Spirit is it decreases speed and grab, which would be a good trade-off. The reason why I don't think it won't be Max Brass is because we already have a character that gets stronger at a certain percent, and that's Terry. And I don't think people would like a repeat of a DLC, nor would intend to do that. And for that reason, I think Misango would be the character.